Happy Friday. Welcome to the 3 things I learned in Saas, sports, tech, and live events. Number 1, price is a trade secret. Protect it. And margin is derived by value. This week, Sportico put out an excellent piece where they disclosed how much money Learfield is making on a number of their university deals. There's a couple of things that people took from it in an uproar, but we took 2 things from it. Number 1, good for them. If you're providing that much value in a competitive situation and competitors haven't come and disrupted you, then you figured something out. So they're running a great business. If competitors don't like it, if people think it's too much money, well, go disrupt them. But more importantly, number 2, pricing is a trade secret. In the article, they talk about how Learfield protected the disclosure of these deals because it was a trade secret for them, and it is. Figuring out price is incredibly difficult, especially when you enter a space. Private equity knows this as Learfield's changed hands a number of times. When you figure out price, protect it. Protect it for yourself, but more importantly, protect it for your customers. It's not anybody's business what they see value in. It's a trade secret for them. That's number 1. Number 2, few things kill businesses like distraction. We have to stay in our lanes, and that's really difficult to do early in the cycle. I'll use an example. Number 1, a lot of people are focused on NFTs right now, and the blockchain's been around for a while, but they finally found a use for it in live events. People have tried to bring it into ticketing, but the blockchain's not really that usable for ticketing because you have an inception point where people return to. You're not really worried about counterfeit because you can always ping the singular database originally. You don't need to spread it out across thousands of different databases. Now, NFTs are neat because they focus on the collectibles market, which has always had a problem with counterfeits. The problem you will have in your startup is when you go chasing shiny new things when you're not a speculator and that's not your business. Now, yes, there's stories where that's happened, but there are many, many more stories where that has people take their eyes off the ball and take away valuable resources from your ultimate goal. Stay in your lane. It will work. That's number 2. And number 3, always have counsel. Just finished the book Persuasion. It's the sequel to Robert Cialdini's best-selling Influence, which came out in the mid-'80s. Highly recommend both books. There's a chapter in it where it talks about how people can be persuaded into admissions of guilt, which are wrong, crimes that they did not commit. And that's an important point. But far more important is what we've seen in our 14 years here, where too often people are cutting corners by having meetings with new partners, by having meetings with employees, tough meetings with employees, by having meetings with new investors, or even by selling a company, and they're cutting corners on working with counsel. If you think what Learfield makes off universities is expensive, just see how much it's going to cost you if you don't have good counsel when you go into some of your important meetings. That's it for this week on the 3 things. We'll see everybody next week.